Welcome back to the channel. So this is a re-recording of the video that I just did because my recording software just crashed. So yeah, life's like this. Anyways, Ford is basically giving up to Tesla, and this is clear in their reports, and I wanted to show you what they have reported. It's very interesting as a Tesla investor because it gives you very good clues on what the competition is doing and how you should think with that as a Tesla investor. I'm gonna keep it short, I'm gonna keep it fun. Please make sure you're subscribed, and why not follow me at Twitter. My handle is Vince is Bullish, and please come and say hi to me. So right away, we start with the worst number is that their EBIT margin, so that's a profit margin on their Ford electric division. This is, by the way, the first time they started reporting the company in 3 different segments. So they divided up the company into Ford Blue, Ford Model E, that's the electric division, and Ford Pro, which is, the professional like pickup trucks and Ford Transits and all this other goodies. And you can see that the electric division has only delivered 12,000 cars, which is very, very little. And they had minus 102 profit margin on the cars. 102%. So some people don't even understand how the profit margin can be more than negative 100. It's very simple. So let's say if they sell you a car for $50,000, but it costs them, they have costs of $100,000, then you're losing the same amount that you are selling the car for. So you have 100% loss, but they even have more cost than that. So they have costs of like $102,000 on a car that they're selling you for $50,000. So again, to make it even more clear, if they would double the price of every electric car that they're selling, they would still not turn a profit. They would still be losing money. So that is obviously horrendous. But this is from a temporary thing that they disclose here, that they had to close down the factory of the Mustang Mach-E to retool and improve for production, and they had a safety issue with the F-150 truck, and they preemptively closed down the factory to figure out what the issue was. Here is the most important line as for Tesla competition, and that is that they are planning to sell 600,000 units by the end of 2023, whereas Tesla is planning to sell 2 million cars by the end of 2023. So Tesla is selling 3x as many cars, and they are going for 2 million by the end of 2026. So 2 notes on this. Tesla, if they follow the 50% yearly increase in deliveries, will be almost at 7 million by the end of 2026. So that means that Ford will be producing less than 1/3 as many EVs as Tesla. Then the second note is that Tesla actually has a lot of experience in scaling up gigafactories and increasing and planning with production, whereas Ford is still introducing new models. They're building, EV specific factories, and I think that very easily this target can even be revised down. So this, to me alone, Jim Chanos really should have watched this. This was the video that you guys need to tweet at him or something, because he never watched this when he says that the competition is coming, because it's impossible to take Tesla's lunch when you're not even trying to produce more cars than Tesla is producing. I believe what Ford is trying to do is just survive, make a transition to EV, and be at best a number 2 player in the field, and you can see it here in their goals. The second thing that was very interesting in this report is I heard from Tesla bulls many times that, this company is so debt-ridden and they have $100 billion in debt, and this is why they're going to die, and blah, 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 blah. The point is that in this report, I don't know, maybe this has not been broken out before, you can see that, so the problem with Ford is that it's actually like a bank or a leasing company together with a car company. And then if you separate, and obviously when you finance your own cars, you take on a lot of debt, but that debt is being paid to you also by the customers. So you have like a liability and an asset, and because you're essentially a bank, so obviously it looks like you have a lot of liabilities, but you also have a lot of assets. But if you only look at Ford, the car company, you're going to see that they have almost 30 billion in cash, and they have payables of 25 billion. That's a bit funny. I guess that's quite many months grouped together. But you can see that short-term debts, they have only 522 million, and long-term debts only $19.119 billion. So they're not actually doing that bad as the Ford car company. I don't know what's going to happen with the bank if the ICE vehicle prices start falling and the assets are not worth. It's like a Silicon Valley Bank 2.0, that you have a lot of assets that are not worth as much, because if the customers stop paying, you can't resell them at the same price. But we don't go into that. So Ford, the car company, is not doing as bad as many Tesla bulls think that they are doing. And I lost a slide. Here it is. So this is the supplementary slides for the investor call, and here they are saying that their driving assist system, aka their version of the autopilot, is the best rated by Consumer Reports. I don't know per what system it is the best rated. And you can see they have 199,000 cruise-equipped vehicles versus Tesla. Every vehicle, that has been coming off the production line, which is like 3+ million vehicles. And they have helped drivers enjoy over 70 million miles of hands-free driving since launch. And this is a 65% increase since the end of 2022. What is funny is I believe Tesla has 70 million highway miles driven per day on autopilot. So you can see the discrepancy here, like how far behind they are with the data and their system. And here is another really interesting slide as for the competition, is even in their very good case scenario in 2026, they are planning an 8% EBIT margin versus Tesla's 19% margin without the, that margin is arguably going to be less because of the price cuttings, but once autopilot comes in, I believe Tesla is going to be like in the 20-25% range. And here that they're saying that they're going to make disciplined investments into the future generation electric vehicles. And I believe here what they're signaling is that they're not going to go all out on their EV investment. They're going to, make it very responsibly. And maybe they're also saying that they're not going to cut the prices as Tesla. Here you can see that they're building a electric truck factory where they're going to be making 500,000 electric trucks. Tesla Cybertruck is coming out. It's going to be very interesting to see that competition unfold between these two giants. And here is a few more charts that I want to show you. This is their wholesale electric car units. You can see they went from 18,000 in Q1 to 24, 25, 30,000. So you can see that they're scaling, and then 12,000. So this is a really bad looking chart for Tesla's competition. And you can see their EBIT margin minus 40%, which is really bad. So that means that if you buy a car for $50,000, it's like Ford is paying you $20,000 to buy that car. Like that's how much loss they're suffering on the car. And you want this to go down as you scale up, but I mean they didn't scale up because they lost production, but minus 102%. That number is so insane, I can't even fathom it. So this was a very interesting presentation as a Tesla investor. You can see here that Ford is not going to, it's going to be a competitor to Tesla, but it's zero threat to Tesla because of how low volumes they're planning to produce. And if they don't increase their profit margin on the cars, they're not even going to be around to be a Tesla competition. So they obviously need to fix that. So this was today's video. Let me know, guys, what you think in the comments. Are you afraid of Ford as a Tesla competitor? Or what do you think about them? By the way, I have a 5-year-old Ford Fiesta that I drive around, and it's super reliable, and I'm super happy, and it was super cheap when I bought it. So they do make good cars, just not good electric cars. My next car is going to probably be a Model 3 or a Model S. We're gonna have to see. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter @VinceIsBullish. Make sure you sub to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.